Welcome back to the channel, and today we'll be uncovering the history of the beloved Windy Hills, which is Essendon's most iconic ground and one that has been filled with divine history. Windy Hill took over as Essendon's main multi-use grassed sport field in the 1880s. The principal tenant and ground management was the Essendon Cricket Club, which used the space for summer cricket matches. Permissive possession of the reserve's southwest corner was granted to the Essendon Bowls Club in 1886. A cycling track was also present in the reserve, and the junior Essendon District Football Club utilised it for home games in the winter. At this point, the East Melbourne Cricket Ground about 6 miles away served as the primary home ground for the Essendon Football Club, which was playing senior football at the highest level in the Victorian Football Association. The club only sometimes played games at the facility. The dissolution of the Essendon District Football Club in 1897 left the ground free for other sports over the next 3 winters, including running and lacrosse. Football returned to the ground in 1900 with the formation of the Essendon Town Football Club, which played in the Victorian Football Association. Over the next few years, the Essendon Croquet Club was formed, building a court and clubhouse in the northeast corner of the reserve. In 1921, the East Melbourne Cricket Ground closed, forcing the Essendon Football Club, then playing in the Victorian Football League, to find a new home. The council wanted the club to move to the Essendon Recreation Reserve, and £12 million worth of improvements to the venue were committed if the club moved, but the club felt it would be better to move to Arden Street Oval in North Melbourne. The move from Essendon to North Melbourne was eventually blocked by the state government after a protest from the VFA, which did not want to lose access to Arden Street Oval. Thus, Essendon moved to the Essendon Recreation Ground. The Essendon Town Club was disbanded due to the loss of its home base. Following this move, Essendon used the venue as the home ground for VFL/AFL matches for the next 70 years from 1922 to 1991. Essendon played 628 games at home with a win-loss record of 418 to 201 to 9 with a win rate of 67.28%. The venue also hosted one neutral VFL match, the final between South Melbourne and Richmond in the 1924 VFL Grand Final Series. In 1966, the Essendon vs Collingwood match had a record crowd of 43,487. In this time, 6 grandstands were built, including the 3 current ones in the Showers Pavilion in 1939, R.S. Reynolds Stand in 1951, and the Alan T. Hurd Stand in 1973. The W.R. Crichton Stand was also built but destroyed during the late 90s. In 1992, the Essendon Football Club moved its home ground from Windy Hill to the Melbourne Cricket Ground, following a membership survey, but retained Windy Hill as its educational, administrative and social base. During this period, the Essendon Cricket Club continued to use the hall for major summer cricket matches, and in 2010, in the summer, Windy Hill was the last remaining venue still shared between an AFL club and a leading cricket club. Over time, some of the stands were dismantled and some of the outdoor spaces were restored. Windy Hill's redevelopment plan, announced by the Essendon Football Club in November 2021, would include enhanced spectator and player facilities as well as permanent accommodation for the club and women's teams on the premises. It will also include new sporting facilities on the ground.
This brings us to the current day stadium used by both Essendon teams. If you did enjoy this, then there is more coming your way. But until then, goodbye.